Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Workers and Resources. Never, ever, 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 ever forget the resources. My name, of course, is Open Potato. Right, so I've let the game run for, just for a couple of days, maybe, I don't know, half a month, something like that. I don't know. It's not been long since the end of the last episode. That is for sure. And there's a couple of observations that I think it's worth me making at this moment in time. Firstly, this bridge that crosses all of this messy infrastructure that we've got over here is fantastic. As you can see, I've sort of cleaned up a little bit of the track that was unnecessary. From what I can see, from all of the evidence that is presenting itself to me, this bridge is working, and it's working in a major way. Certainly, all of the resource trains, all of the iron trains, all of the coal trains, they all seem to be getting to exactly where they need to be. So that is really nice, and something that I'm pretty happy about. We still have an absolute abundance of iron ore and a little bit of a shortage of coal ore, but that's okay because we're going to fix that over the course of this episode, I do indeed hope. A couple of other things that we want to accomplish this episode. I want to start properly constructing stuff, i.e. I want to finish off all of the construction in the Potatograd Flats. I also want to start perhaps one of the most ambitious construction projects yet. That's right, you heard me. It's actually kind of good because we've got all of these bricks. We got all the, we have 586 tons of the things over here. We got a whole bunch of prefab panels, and we're obviously manufacturing a gargantuan amount of steel as well. So there's a couple of objectives, but I really want to get some of these construction projects finished off and start making this place feel a little bit more like a proper town. Also, what I want to do over the course of this here episode is try and get a little bit more oil production set up, or not production. Production is the wrong word. Don't need any more production. I just need oil movement in order to get the oil to the other side of the map. So we're going to try and do that. Also, to whoever made the suggestion, the fantastic suggestion, that I only load the train to about 60% of, in fact, I think it was less than that. Well, we'll load it to 50% for bitumen, and then we'll load it for 100% for fuel. That means that the train is going to be leaving pretty much on a consistent schedule, because the ratio, I think, of bitumen, yeah, it's about 50% bitumen to 100% fuel. So it's about a 1 to 2 ratio of bitumen to fuel production. So if we can sort of try and get that balance right, then that would be phenomenal. Good. But yeah, that's all fine. The number of trucks that we've got, it's actually not too far off from, pretty much the optimal place that we want to be. So far this month, in terms of imports, I mean, apart from power, everything else is looking fairly reasonable, I would say. Food is still a little bit high, so I want to try and get that rectified as well. But the way that we do that is just by getting a couple more food trucks. Yeah, I think we're almost to the point. We're almost to the point where everything is working out really smoothly. Same with clothes as well. I didn't really look at clothes. I mean, clothes import very minimal. So that's fantastic. I mean, it's not even moving. It's barely moving at all, which is just wonderful. You are picking up food, aren't you? Yes, you're going to Grainsky Food Factory. Well, you know what? You're a good truck to have around. What I'm going to do right at this very moment is go in and get some covered hull capacity. And I want to get you. Yes, you are the one that I want. You are the one that I want. Ooh, honey, the one that I want. That's right. I can also quote, pop culture references. Does that, does a film released in 1982 count as a pop culture reference? I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below. Does Grease count as a pop culture reference in the 21st century? I'm not sure that it does. Maybe the street credibility that I thought I just gained has ebbed away. Like, like the morning tide. I think that may indeed be what happened. Anyway, we got a couple more food trucks that are on the go now. And so these guys should be able to deliver a few more bits of food to all of the places that require it. Also, I'm going to buy a couple more refrigeration trucks as well. We'll buy the big ones. Yeah, I think we'll buy 4. You are a refrigeration truck. I knew you were a refrigeration truck as soon as I saw you. You know why? You can tell. They look like refrigeration units, don't they, on the back there? Anyway, I haven't revealed what I want to try and build. You know, I obviously revealed that I wanted... Ooh, fire. I wanted to finish off building the houses. Yeah, don't delete the message this time, Potato. Let's go and view it. Where is this? This is the grain silo. Is there a fire station over in Kolgradsky? There ain't a fire station. Well, this is a good opportunity to try and get a little bit more fire protection for all my residents. Let's go and get this down. We'll stick it down over here. Sure. That seems... Actually, let's not. Let's do it over here. The reason that I suggest this area, it's slightly closer. Slightly, ever so slightly closer to the buildings where employees are going to come from. Anyway, I've yet to get to the big reveal. It is going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. It's brilliant, at least in my mind, how ambitious I am. Or at least how optimistic I am that my wonderful people are going to be able to achieve greatness. Let me get some fire trucks. Sure, just buy the cheap ones. And then hopefully somebody's going to come and walk out to the fire station and get a job over there. Yeah, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. Brilliant. And I do indeed believe that they're going to make it to the grain storage in time. That's the dream anyway. Let's see if that happens. If there's some slow-moving traffic, then we might have issues. We may indeed have issues. If the grain storage goes down, is it the end of the world? No. Is it severely irritating and annoying? Yes, absolutely it is. I don't think we're going to do it. I do not think we're going to do it. Should I try gravelifying this road in order to speed this up? I feel like that is the correct thing to do in this circumstance. It's going to be bloomin' close, that's for sure. Okay, we've just hit all of our money. We've just spent all of our money. So that's not ideal. That's not ideal at all. I will rectify that in just a second. What's the best way to go about rectifying that? Sell one of these bulldozers. Not going to get much for it, but that's okay. We don't need a lot of money. We just need enough money to tide us over in the meantime. There we go. Brilliant. The fire truck has arrived. And the fire is still continuing to progress. Oh, thank goodness. It started to go down. Well, that's wonderful. That's brilliant. Let me see if I can sell off some more equipment. In fact, you know what? There's no real point in selling off any more equipment because the time has come. The time has come for us to take out a loan. That's right. I said it. So, we can take out a loan for a varying length of time. 0.5 years for 2 million. I think we want to take it out for 5 years. I mean, 5 years is a long time in the distance. We can take it out in dollars or we can take it out in rubles. I mean, we're going to take it out in rubles and we're going to borrow the full 2 million. Can we borrow more? What? Okay, that is, I didn't even realize. But apparently, the capitalist system of loans and credit does actually work. Well, that's brilliant news. That's really, really good news. That doesn't change my aim at all. Anyway, let's get to the big announcement. So, what I want to do and what I want to build from home. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. It's in education related. You might have guessed. It's not the medical university. It's the technical university, right? The reason why I'm suggesting technical university as a thing to build is because everything that we need, we've got. Work days and workers, check. Concrete, check. Gravel, something else that we're going to try and acquire over the course of this episode is actual homegrown gravel, but we'll deal with that later. The priority is getting the blueprints down and, you know, getting construction started. Asphalt, check. Steel, check. Bricks, check. Boards, check. All of that stuff is imminently doable, and something which we should be aiming to do. Another reason, you know, that I want to get this done is I've basically been stopping students from actually moving. Also, why are none of the trains moving on this area? Okay, no, the trains are all moving. That's fine. Okay, cool. I just thought that the trains were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter. The point that I'm trying to make is that we're going to build a technical university, and it's going to be magical, and it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be great. And it's probably going to get built right about here. I want to say that this is probably the best place to build it. The reason that I think that that's probably the best place to build it, of all of the places where we're going to be able to link up a nice decent walkway, I think right over here is going to be fantastic. I also want to start thinking about getting some, you know, monuments, statues sort of scattered around the place. Have we put this fire out yet, by the way? No, the firefighters are still fighting the fire. It's a very odd way of saying the firefighters are still fighting the fire, but it doesn't particularly matter. Good food production is all good, so hopefully we're going to reduce our food consumption as well. What the heck is going on here? We got any issues? No, we don't have any issues with this. This is all looking smooth as a cucumber. Yep, I'm pretty happy with the amount of coal that we're shipping out. I am going to buy a new train, at least one. I had to disconnect this this track temporarily because it was just playing havoc with the signals. Right. So now that I've got my millions and millions and millions in filthy capitalist loans, I'm gonna buy 3 trains. I know, I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. What I really want to do is, you know, basically increase the amount of iron that we're delivering. Let me copy that onto there. Cool. And we'll launch you. Oh yeah, you can't actually get anywhere because I've disconnected the track. We want to get a slight little bit more iron, right? Slight little bit more iron, followed by a gargantuanly large increase in the amount of coal, basically. So that's what we're gonna do. Cool. So set you off, and set you off as well. Fantastic. Go forth into the world and make me millions. Not off to a great start. Not off to a great start. I really should put a signal there. It's probably a good idea. Right, again, not off to a great start. Not off to a great start at all. Right, remove that signal there. And then put that signal back in. Look, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in a second. What we probably need to do, and by probably, I mean what we definitely need to do is... Oh, no. Now you're going to get confused, aren't you? We need to set up a separate area for the iron train to go. So, you know, something like this that runs parallel to the existing infrastructure. Yep. And then just connects up here like so. That's brilliant. And like this. Yeah, in fact, you know what? I think we're actually going to be able to get away with relatively few amendments here. So that's kind of the dream, to be honest. And we'll set this all up. Okay. Brilliant. I've just got one of those feelings, you know, that that this episode is going to be a really productive one. I don't know why I get that feeling. I just have it. I have it in my bones, and it's oh so wonderful. Right, so you're going to connect up there, sure. And you're going to connect up there. Now, can I move this chain signal to here? I can indeed. That's smashing stuff. We'll need to put a signal in there as well. This is maybe a little bit dicey, but it's fine. Okay, build this with rubles. Thank you very much. And then we will set up that some rudimentary signals. Yeah, coming back. You are going to go and fill up with iron. Go to the unload station. And that'll be fine. Have you been dispatched? You've been dispatched, but you're still waiting for free track. That's fine. Let's clean up this area behind here, so we can afford to take these tracks out of commission as well now. I might want to circularize this route at some point in the future. It's not circularized at the moment, Circularizing would probably have an added benefit. Fire extinguished. Hurrah. In fact, maybe I could just circularize right now. I know that I've just gone to all of the effort in order to do this, but I totally could probably circularize right now. Are you filling up with coal? Oh god, you're filling up with coal. This is the problem with no circularization. Okay, let's return to this in just a second, because that needs work. But you know, basically we've purchased some more trains, and so our steel production should go through the flippin' stratosphere into the atmosphere, into the cumulonimbus region of cloud formations. It should be going pretty flippin' high, that's for sure. Okay. Not assigned to a construction office. That is somewhat of a problem too. We need to get that rectified. Why has that not been assigned to you? It should auto-find buildings. As far as I'm aware. We should be picking you up on the radar. Ah, it's probably because we don't have an access road to get there. There we go. So let's see if we can do this. Cool. And now that should hopefully mean that you're picked up. No workers or mechanisms. Construction stopped. Yep, it seems that... Yep, brilliant. You've been picked up. So that's fantastic. Let me restart construction over here. Now, we already have the prefab panels on site. We need steel on site. Now, I had an idea about how we rectify this. So at the moment, there is a little bit of a problem with the steel mill. I say there's a little bit of a problem. There's not a problem. It's actually quite okay. The problem is that if there is no steel in this open storage, like there's not any steel in the open storage at the moment, then that just means forever this flat is going to be waiting for the 7.7 tons of steel that it needs in order to construct. So I had the idea that perhaps we could get another open storage, just of the small variety, you know, so to keep it nice and low key. You know me, folks. I like it low key. So if we keep it low key, if we, you know, do a little bit of terraforming here, ideally, if we're able to get the open storages to sort of run parallel to each other, then that would work out pretty spectacularly, to be honest. All right, good stuff. Yes, I know. It's a little bit of a pain in the backside, but we're almost there. We only need to basically get it running parallel. We only basically need to get it running parallel in order to accommodate the forklift little spot over here. You know, this thing over here. We needed... That's stupid. Demolish that. Yeah, we just need to make sure that that the forklift bit is going to be able to stretch round to the back of the open storage, which shouldn't be too difficult to do at all. Right. Level a height from the center. And level this down as well. No idea why it's going so quickly now. Is it because I've got loads and loads of bulldozers? I guess it probably is. And now can we fit an open storage down here? Hey, what do you know? That actually looks pretty darn good. Let's get that built. And then let's get a factory connection to link up right over yonder. Let's build this with our rubles. And then let's set up... It just doesn't need to be a super complicated road. Just a regular road is fine. We should probably put it back here, though, because there's going to be a train in that area for the foreseeable future, I would imagine. Right, so now you can sort of start to see the plan that I've got. As soon as this open storage is built, then we should be able to add it to the next... yeah, add a new connection there. Brilliant. So, we want to unload... We want to unload at the new open storage, and we want to unload up to 100%. We'll unload 70%, and then we'll unload the other 30% over at the open storage small. So basically, we're going to be dropping off 70% of the resources for shipment and export in the big open storage, and then the remainder is going to be allocated to this small open storage, and then that is the stuff that is going to be used in the domestic construction, and hopefully, we'll be moving enough steel into this area. I mean, we do produce steel really rather fast. It really is quite spectacular. Yeah, so all I need to really do is reassign this. Yep. So reassign this to the construction is already complete. Ah, yes. There we go. So it's the open storage small as well. Sources without steel. I know the sources without steel at the moment, but that's because we ain't got no coal. And the reason we ain't got no coal is because I still haven't addressed the train signals yet. But that's everything sorted from the steel perspective, right? That's everything sorted from the steel perspective, with the sole exception of having the resources needed in order to produce the the steel. That's fine. That's totally fine. Let's see if we can circularize this this thing here, right? That would be a massive win if indeed it was at all possible. I think we can do this. I think that we can totally do this. So, I know that I just spent, like, you know, probably not that much money. I didn't really spend that much money, to be honest. But let's ditch this return route, and then we'll see where we want to go. Right, ditch that there. And then I'd like to combine these two. These tracks, yeah, combine them into a singular track. It is going to cross over the existing, you know, track that will take us to the iron refilling station. But just sort of roll with me for a second here, folks, and we'll see if we're able to create something that actually works. So we stick down a chain signal there. In fact, that goes there. That goes there. I think that's a long enough run up, but I guess we'll see. The return leg, this is all going to be destroyed, or this bit of track is going to be destroyed anyway in just a second, but let me complete the route around. Again, you know, we have to be wary of the fact that some other infrastructure's in the way. Really? What is the footprint of this pillar? It seems rather large. We've got to be wary of the fact that, you know, we got to be careful that we don't extend the route of the train too much. What the heck is wrong with this? Is it because it's so low? Is it because these thingamabobbers are so low? Yeah, demolish that one, and we'll see if that's good enough. Do I want to demolish this? I kind of feel like I've already built it, therefore I might as well just leave it until we need it in the future. We might never need it in the future, but it's just something to keep in mind. Let's bring this track out, and let's just merge the tracks together nice and slowly. And then let's go in through here, under there. Absolutely fantastic. Continue straight. Continue straight. Miss the... Oh, we could miss the power cables if at all possible. That would mean that I don't have to place any more. Oh, that's fantastic. There we go. Keep it coming over here. And then we want to merge onto the track right about there. So that's going to cost us 50,000 rubles. But that, to be honest, in my mind, is a 50,000 rubles that is quite well spent. And that means that we don't need to worry about any confusing issues for trains. They're all just going to travel in a nice big circle, which is just wonderful. We'll just make sure that everything is adequately signaled, and therefore we don't need to concern ourselves with any shenanigans, because, you know, there are definitely shenanigans involved when there's not a circular route on. You need to go somewhere, and you can't get there. Why can you not get there? You should be able to get there. It does seem imminently doable. There you go. I knew it. I knew it. You just needed to believe in yourself there. You see, that was it. Okay, what are you doing? You need to pick up coal, so you need to get through here. Can I ditch that signal? Will you phase through the train? Do me a real big solid and just phase through the train. Oh, that's fantastic. I love it when you can manipulate, you know, different states of matter to suit your own needs depending on the physics. That didn't really make sense, but you know, I think the you know, the intent was there. Okay, ditch this, ditch this, ditch this, ditch this, and ditch that, and then let's turn this into a single directional signal, and now we've got a system that is actually pretty darn decent. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The one thing that I might wish to do, and in fact, you know what? I'm actually going to do it right now. It's going to be a very, very cheap amendment to this system. I'm actually going to bring the... the area where the iron trains split off. I'm going to bring that right the way back here. The reason why is that there might be a couple of coal trains in the future queuing up in this area. Like, if we don't have enough coal to unload, there's going to be a little bit of a tailback, and so we want to make sure that we've got adequate, you know, adequate length to allow the trains to tail back. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I think that should all work reasonably succinctly, reasonably well. These trains should start to head out of the hangar in just a second. That's the dream anyway. Will that work? I mean, it should. No immersion from the... If I remove that signal, will that fix anything? Okay, it don't look like it. It don't look like it. That's not brilliant. Not brilliant at all. If I was to connect that up there, would that make any difference? Yep, absolutely no idea why these guys are deciding not to move. Yep, but they totally should be. You know, the way is cleared, really. Go there. Go there. I mean, sure. I can't give you any more precise instructions other than the ones that I've just given you. Is this all working though? Every train looks reasonably happy with this setup. I think every train looks reasonably happy with this setup. Ooh, that's another thing that I want to get set up over the course of this here episode. I'd love to see if I could get a railway construction thing, a railway construction office. That's the term that I was looking for, because we only just need bricks, and I've got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of bricks. And you know, the least we could do is start working on a substantial tunnel right now. Resources on the construction site, 56 tons of concrete. That ain't bad. We're making progress with that. This is obviously going to be a substantial endeavor. It's going to take a significant amount of time. Have we moved any coal over here? Aha! Or any steel over here? We have indeed. We have indeed. We're moving rather a lot of steel over here. Yes. Let's not move all of the steel over here, mind you. Okay, take that down to 30%. Right. That doesn't really help me, I'm afraid, here, friends. Cool. There's work that needs to be done on this. But, you know, at least we've got steel. We got 7 tons of steel there. So we're going to be able to at least, you know, build one building or whatever. Any further on with getting these trains out the depot? We sure as heck ain't. We sure as heck ain't. Okay, delete that. Delete that. Go to depot. You're already at the depot. Okay, go here. And then go to here. You are just not going to work, are you? 34,000. We're going to take an absolute killing on this vehicle. And that really, really hurts me because there is no way that I deserve to lose that money, given that you've never stepped once out of the depot. I'm gonna save because I have a shockingly horrific suspicion that I'm gonna end up crashing the game somehow. You know, sometimes you just get a feeling, don't you? Right. Let's rebuild this flippin' train. And you know what? We'll spend the time to make sure that the train gets the message. Okay, so we want you to... In fact, we just want to copy your mission commands, don't we? Right. Start. There we go. You're out. Brilliant. Literally that simple. Meanwhile, let's put together the other train. Just like so. And we want you. Yep. Copy. And paste. Hey! Brilliant. Okay, so we managed to only waste 20,000 rubles there, but it was a price worth paying as far as I'm concerned, if it means that we get our trains out into the big wide world. What's the situation? Oh yes, the situation is that we ain't producing any more coal because I didn't put this cableway back together, did I? Yeah, I would love to adjust the height of these things, but is that going to make any difference? I mean, that is adjusting for the height, but that's still still doesn't really look possible. I mean, hypothetically, angle of connection too sharp. Some other infrastructure's in the way. Yeah, I mean, even if I was to use a heavy cableway pole, I don't think that would make much of a difference. The footprint of these things is pretty darn large. I don't understand it, actually. I really do not. It's quite incredible. Some other infrastructure's in the way. Angle of connection is too sharp. I think, you know what, I think we can do this. If I demolish that building, yeah, let that one go free. Then we pump up the height of this a little bit. Wait until that cableway pillar is appropriately demolished. And what if I put it, yeah, this way around? Some other infrastructure's in the way. You really just don't want to connect up, do you? Okay, let's do, it's not the nuclear option, but it's getting pretty close to the nuclear option, frankly. Also, is this a heavy? Is that heavy or is that light? Difficult to click on. That's light cableway. Okay, good. That just looked remarkably heavy. But that's okay. Angle of connection is too sharp? Really? Okay. Can't build due to infrastructure below. What about this? Infrastructure below is causing the problem. I mean, if I need to destroy a gravel road, then I will destroy a gravel road, frankly. And then pump up the height again. Still the angle of connection is too sharp? You having a giggle, mate? Are you actually having a giggle? I mean, what is not too sharp of an angle? I mean, that is just about the best that we can do. Okay, fine. Yeah, fine. 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 Oh, that's gonna be a tough one to get right. Let's see if we can nail this sort of first part first, I guess. Yeah, okay, demolish that. Probably gonna have to demolish that as well. I think we might just have the opportunity to get this right, though. No, that's not gonna work, is it? Alright, maybe it will. Okay, that's being demolished. Okay, let these towers get demolished first so that we can... Angle of connection is too sharp. Okay. Too low. Okay, do that. And then do that. Will that work? I'm very hopeful. Thankfully, these things are ridiculously cheap. I think it was green the whole way, but, I mean, don't quote me on that. Also, I would just like to point out, we do still have 3.2 million rubles in the bank. If I need to spend another 850 rubles in order to build one of these tower thingies, I think that's just about an expense that I can stretch to. Right. It's a little bit irritating that I need to do this, but... I mean, the upside is that we get a fantastic circularized train route. This looks good. This looks really, really good. So, as long as we're able to restart the cableway engine, then we should be able to transport a bunch of people. We've got 62 people waiting. Students, passengers, not required at this train station. Thanks. That's totally fine. And then we can just link that up right over there. Okay. I'm glad that that worked. I'm delighted that that worked. Okay, you're not gonna connect up there. That's fine too, I guess. That's okay. Not bitter or anything. That's okay. Anyway, we should now be able to make as much coal as we could possibly need. There is one further problem. See, this is an iron train. This is exactly why I wanted to drag it all the way back here. But clearly, I haven't signaled in this location. So that access should now allow... And that, yeah, so that should now allow iron trains to basically just bypass the entirety of the coal section. And so we don't have to worry about that whatsoever. Brilliant. Very, very happy about that. And we should be able to access the iron area. Fantastic. Right, so cable cars have presumably almost reached the top. And we should have people starting to, you know, start work again in the mines, which is brilliant. Pretty happy about that. Are you an iron train? You're an iron train. You're going to take the little iron bypass, which is good. Very, very good. All right, very happy about that. How are we doing with food imports? Import of resources for this month. It's down. It's down marginally. Clothes basically has been completely wiped out. I mean, we're 10 days in, so, I mean, you know, there's 30 days in a month. So what, our predicted expenditure on clothes is about 300 rubles? Goodness gracious me, that's very, very good. Steel, the reason that it's, you know, the reason that we've got steel is because we built so many of these flipping pylons, but that's kind of okay, actually. You are doing what? Why are you not going? Yeah, see, this is a bug. This is definitely a bug. So the next bit of track is free, and you still don't want to travel down that bit of track, and I don't get why. Absolutely do not get why. T148, cool. I like it. I'll take advantage of that at some point in the near future. You are lost. Pray tell, why are you lost? You really are lost, aren't you? Wow, you're in a bad way. You are in a bad way. Just go back to the depot. Go back to the depot. You just... What are you doing? What are you doing, my dude? What are you doing? You're really not... You're not doing yourself any favors just by being lost. Oh boy. Okay, fine. You know, I'm gonna sell you and I'm gonna buy another one. Another couple of thousand rubles down the drain, but again, you know, you can't really do anything when a bug strikes you down. What can you do? Not very much, as it turns out. Okay, so this is a little bit of a unique problem. So it seems that the tailbacks caused by the crossover of the depot delivery track means that we're not able to allow this train to pass forward. And because this train's not allowed to pass forward, he's interfering with the diesel station. So that's fine. That's cool. We'll clear that up nicely. And then this just needs another signal in here. That signal needs to be removed. That signal needs to be removed. And there is a break in the track. What? My bad. My bad if I caused it. Okay, that doesn't actually have any iron in it, but that's okay. That's a coal train. Brilliant. Okay, so it's going to take us a little while to get back to sort of the production, the levels of production of iron and coal that we were at. But you know what? It's fine. It's not a huge problem in the grand scheme of things. Our grain situation is pretty good. We're about to max out on cows as well, livestock and cows, etc. And I think that we're able to supply, yeah, we're able to supply all of the required alcohol and food. What's the import of alcohol, actually? No, not export of resources, import of resources. Alcohol is 47 rubles, so basically non-existent. So that's a brilliant endorsement of how things are actually working. Also, we probably want to sort out power, given that, you know, we've got a massive loan out at the moment. Let me briefly hop across the pond and have a little look at the oil situation. Oil situation seems good. Ever since getting this gravel road, seems that we've not really hit the maximum capacity of the oil/fuel storage, which I think probably means that more of it is... It means that we're probably not importing anywhere near as much oil as we once were. So that's very, very good news. Pretty happy about that. Bitumen, we're about to reach 50% of a train full of bitumen. Yeah, so I mean that whole process I think has been rebalanced now that we've dealt with that. Very, 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 very happy. That's all really, really good stuff. And throughout all of this, you know, we've been manufacturing a little bit of steel. That's 103,000 rubles worth of steel waiting to be picked up. 6.19 tons of steel. Oh, hey, we actually totally finished construction of this prefab flat 7. That's really, really good news. That's really, really good news. And it looks like we're also working on this technical university as well, probably to the detriment of workers at the steel mill. I can decrease the number of workers that are going to work at the construction site, and that's exactly what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to bring it way down, because we really, frankly, do not need anywhere near this number of people. This is going to be a long construction. You know, we'll limit it to like 25 people. I appreciate it is going to take a little bit of a long time, but you know, we got to be realistic about this. Do we have anyone working at the asphalt plant? No. See, that's a problem. We need people to be working at the asphalt plant the entirety of the time. We need 61 tons of concrete, 61 tons of gravel, and 87 tons of asphalt, as well as a bunch of work days. But that's all fine, and that's all completely doable. We can deal with that. We should probably restart construction of these buildings as well, so decrease the number of workers on this production site as well. Continue construction of that, continue construction of that. Reduce that down to 15. Reduce that down to 15 as well. There we go. Good stuff. So we're going to be giving our construction offices a good amount of stuff to be doing, which I like a lot. The other thing that I want to keep in mind is that I did say very, 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 very briefly that I really do want to try and get homegrown gravel rather than just importing the gravel, which is perhaps a little bit ambitious. At the moment, we've got this aggregate unloading station here. I kind of didn't really leave the space that I needed to in order to refine... Yeah, in order to refine gravel into... Or sorry, in order to refine stone into gravel, so we still probably need to, you know, plant down one of these gravel processing machines at some point. I don't really know where that's going to be, though. Yeah, tell you what we could do. We could always put it down here. Tell you what, we could always do it. Actually, I tell you what, this is probably a better idea, given the levels of unemployment. We should probably put it like up here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. And then we just move the refined gravel by train. Probably it's probably a pretty decent idea. This is a bug. This cannot be happening. That's not good. That's not good at all. We can't have that. I feel like there might be a bug whenever I place the signal on a little purple block. It, you know, sort of calculates different lengths of track differently. But that's not good if we keep on having that sort of reoccurring issue. But yeah. And you're lost again. Are you the same... Are you the same harvester? I kind of don't really understand as to why... Oh, you can't get to there. Okay, I'm with you. You can't get to that field because there ain't no access. I mean, that's a perfectly understandable situation. That's on me. I'm sorry I didn't recognize that that sooner. Right, should we go about seeing if we can make a gravel processing area? I mean, before we get gravel processing area, we should probably think about getting just like basic gravel production. Or basic stone production, I should say. A gravel quarry, even though the gravel quarry... The gravel quarry will, yeah, will extract quarried stone. It doesn't get gravel. It doesn't really need to have a road connection, especially if we build it up here. Pretty good source of gravel over here. Yeah. Need a free... Excuse me? Are we not able to flatten out? Alright, give it a shot. How much is that going to cost me to build? 1,400 rubles. I am unconvinced that this is going to work, but we'll give it a shot. Buildings without power supply. It doesn't need a power supply. It does need a mechanism. How am I going to get the gravel down the mountain? Because the gravel... I did literally just say it doesn't need a road connection. However, it does actually kind of need a road connection. Because otherwise the gravel can't be transported. And the gravel, weirdly, cannot be transported with conveyor belts. I mean, it can be, but it also kind of can't be. It's a bit of a pain, actually. Or at least, let me rephrase that. It can't be transported into the gravel quarry. Sorry, into the gravel processing plant by conveyor belt. It can only be transported in via road. Which is just weird, really. Sure, should we put this in town? I mean, little bit polluting, don't you think? I kind of think. Put it behind the school? Maybe. You know what? Why not? Why the heck not? You know what? Let's take up this gravel road. What's the point of having a town if they're not gonna, if the town's not gonna provide, you know, a workforce? That's what I've always said. That's absolutely what I've always said. Now that may sound a little bit inhumane. And you'd be right. It is a little bit inhumane. Am I that bothered? Not really. Gravel processing plant. Let's have a little look-see. Okay, get this land flattened. Cool. Okay, get it down. How much is that going to set me back? That is going to set me back 36,000 rubles. Okay, so that's phase 1, right? Phase 2 is we get a gravel storage. So the gravel, this is actual gravel storage, and that gravel storage can be found in here. Yep, large aggregate storage. We stick this down right over yonder, and then we get a train aggregate loading. That's right. And we get that down. We get that down like over here. The reason that we get it down over here is so that we can connect up the railway to the existing line. There we go. Take that back just for a sec. There we go. Good stuff. Okay. I mean, I feel like these are big brain plays, you know? Ideally, we wouldn't cross over at this point. We'd cross over here. Am I going to be able to... Oh, I really want to cross over at this point. Really don't want to cross over at any other point. Fine, you know what? We'll cross over there for now. I don't like it. It's a big old yikes from me, but that's fine. Anyway, and then let's feed back onto this main line over here. And in fact, we'll ditch this road. Okay, there's a dude traveling down at the moment. Build that out there, and then now cancel this road. He says, very confidently. How is... There's nobody. There's nobody on this road. Right, now try. Okay, still no joy. There we go, joy. Yes, let's go back and build out our railroad again. We literally just need it to connect up there. Demolish, demolish. Go. It's as simple as this, folks. It's as simple as this. And then ideally, we're able to connect this up here. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Okay, so that's gonna be the connection that will hold the gravel, or that will load the gravel. Train aggregate loading. Brilliant. Now we just need to get a conveyor engine transfer system from this area, right, to this area. Fantastic. Is that going to work? Ooh, it's going to be a little bit dicey. That is going to work. Can I move that back a smidgen? Either that or we move... To be honest, I think we just move the gravel road. I'm actually really quite happy with this conveyor engine transfer setup that we've got at the moment. And I probably am going to be able to fit a gravel road under here. Yeah, very little issues with that. Very little issues with that. Okay, so a little bit of wasted rublage, but that's okay. That's fine in my books. A little bit of wasted rublage. Absolutely okay. Right. Disconnect that. And connect that up over there. Okay. That is looking pretty darn good. So this is going to cost, you know, it's going to cost a pretty penny. Let's not be unrealistic. However, it will all work. Right. Build that. Build that. Build that. We'll probably need to get power out over here as well, but we'll deal with that in the course of time. And build that. Cool. Okay. So hopefully there's no issues with that. Hopefully it all goes off without a hitch. Looks fine to me. In fact, there might actually already be power over here. Maybe not over at this aggregate loading, but that's okay. So we've spent about 1 million rubles over the course of this episode. Buildings without power supply. I knew it was too good to be true. Okay, and now the resource that we're missing is indeed quarried stone. That's totally fine. Let me just build a little walkway down to here, just to make it a little bit easier to connect up. Just like so. Build that. And so now we just need to get some quarries. We just need to get some quarries. And the best place to build quarries is probably over here somewhere, I would imagine. I mean, anywhere where it looks rocky and mountainous is a good place to build a quarry. The trick is to try and build it in as rocky and mountainous a place as you possibly can without building it on too steep of a slope that you end up not being able to build a road up there. That's kind of the trick. And you can see the quality of the source underneath. Quality of the sources over here look pretty garbage. This quality is over here is not too bad over here. Yeah, let's see if we can try and build in this vicinity. Okay. That's not too bad. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. The difficulty will be trying to connect this all up with road. Okay, so that's a couple of options. We don't really need to follow through on construction of all of those, but that's totally fine. Let's crack out the wireframe. Let me just demolish some of these trees so we can see a little bit better how we're doing. One certainly strategy, I would say, is to just build a bridge. To build a bridge all the way down. The reason that I suggest bridge is because oftentimes that can be a lot easier than just terrain modifying the ground. And also, this probably doesn't help actually that we only have one bulldozer. Let me go and buy some many bulldozers. Some many bulldozers? Some many bulldozers, sure. There we go, okay. So average the terrain out, see how that all works. Yeah. See how that all works. Ideally, if we're able to get all of these connected up, that would be fantastic. Okay, let's give that a little bash. A little bash. A little bash, sure. A little optimistic bash. Okay, can I get that all set up? It's not looking too bad. Okay, looks good, looks good. And what about I just stick in a little bit more dirt in this center area here? See if we can connect up a road down here. Almost straight down. That actually worked shockingly well. That actually worked brilliantly well. Okay. We're almost there, actually. I feel like I'm really almost completely au fait with all of the terrain modification tools in this game. And I gotta be real with you. They ain't the best. They ain't the best. They've got character, that's for sure. But they are far from the best. Yeah, let's go for a little bit of average, ground average, see if we can... It's not too bad. That might give us a route. Or will it? It's not too bad. Okay, if this works, then this works. I mean, so far this has been completely free. Which is what you gotta bear in mind. It's quite important that if something's free, then, you know, you can't really complain too much about a thing. There we go. Get that in place. Oh, gosh darn it. We're so close. We're so close to just totally nailing this this little road. This is like an access road, which is actually quite important. If I get rid of that road, would that allow me to connect up? Go down here. Oh, that was not good. Did I just inadvertently end up screwing the pooch on that one? Opera Potato might have screwed the pooch. He didn't screw the pooch. The pooch is very much still all to play for. Okay. No. No. Man, I tell you what, you know, this, whilst being like one of the most infuriating parts of this game, there's something quite cathartic about it, I must say. When you finally nail it, when you finally just get the right route that you're after, it is just so satisfying. Look at that. Okay, that is it. That's it. That's totally it. Okay, that is a route. So as long as we're able to connect up this main route down here, then it should be fine. It should be fine. No guarantees on how fine things will be. I'll tell you what I will do. I'm just going to save. Yeah, I'm going to save the game because for some obscure reason, there's been quite a few crashes of late, and I can't really work out why. I don't think it's mod related. It might be. Okay. So usually, just doing it in little chunks and little sections, it's a pretty nice way to go about doing things. There we go. Yeah, so we probably want to try and avoid, if at all possible, going under the cableway. That's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad at all. In fact, if we were just to run parallel with the cableway the entire time, that would be cool in my books. Brilliant. Okay, I appreciate that this is, you know, this is a rudimentary road. It's not a very major road. It's still made out of gravel. But that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's really, really good. Turn off that wireframe. Looks like a very precarious road, IRL. Or, you know, if it was a road, it would be pretty precarious IRL. But that's fine. That's totally fine. Now, I can't remember. Do we need to get employees up here? I really cannot remember. I know we don't need power. We definitely don't need power. I need to get an excavator. We'll just get the cheapest excavator, to be honest. I'm sick and tired of buying the most expensive trucks. I always buy the cheapest train, that's for sure. I'm really not convinced that the, you know, the sort of the value that you get from the most expensive train in comparison to the cheapest train is anywhere near worth it. You know, the biggest difference is from 0 to 1 as opposed to, you know, going from like 1 to 10. No vehicle ready to load stone. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem. I need to get some trucks up here. I need to get some trucks up here. And the good news is that we actually have a road vehicles depot reasonably nearby. Hurrah! Okay, so this is an open hull, I believe. No, it's not an open hull. It's a dumper. Yeah, it'll definitely be a dumper. And the T148 is the new thing that we've got. The Kaz is also pretty good, isn't it? Kaz is slightly more expensive. However, I seem to recall that the maximum amount that can be dumped in this, yeah, it's 10 tons. It's 10 tons, which is actually not that much. And I seem to remember that I had some sort of a problem before. You know what? Let's just try and utilize the, you know, let's try and utilize the largest truck. Although I do seem to recall that there was an issue that I had. So I'll go for the T, whatever you call it. We'll start with 2 trucks going to each depot. So you load 100% of anything, you unload 100% of anything. Wait until unloaded, wait until loaded. Pretty much that simple, to be honest. Pretty much that simple. You are gonna copy that onto there, and you are gonna go. Okay, so this is a proof of concept. Let's just follow this truck whilst we watch it go to his first location. And then we can, you know, take remedial action if indeed it doesn't work, or if it doesn't work in the way that that we're interested in it working. We're also going to need to make sure that we get a gravel train, or at least one gravel train. What the heck is wrong with you? This train just doesn't want to work. This train just doesn't want to work. And I cannot for the life of me figure out what I'm doing wrong that means that the trains end up stopping here. That's so irritating. That's so irritating. That really is mind-bendingly irritating. Also, I just noticed the amount of money that we have access to just decreased sharply. Does that mean we finished any further constructions, or did I just spend a whole bunch of money? I think I just spent a whole bunch of money. That's fine, though. That's fine. Oh, goodness gracious me. We have certainly been busy in the steel department, which is very, very nice indeed. We got another coal train coming up right now. Fantastic. That's good to see. The more trains that we have, the more frequent the deliveries of coal are going to be. It works out just reasonably smoothly, doesn't it? 141 tons of concrete are on site. We need 49 tons of gravel and 87 tons of asphalt. And still, we don't seem to have anybody going to the asphalt factory. Yeah, so we just have, like, remarkably little action on the asphalt front. Which kind of winds me up to no end. Presumably because everybody's being bussed to the construction sites, right? You know what? Let's reduce the number of workers in these buildings even further. Take them down to 5. Yeah, sure. Take this down to 13. So it is going to take literally forever. However, we don't really need to worry about that. We can just let it play. We can let it play out. Not particularly bothered. Not particularly bothered whatsoever. Quite happy for it to take a million years. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. Tell you what, we could actually deliver our own homemade bitumen to the asphalt plant. Don't want to, but it's something that we could do. Also, let's set this up to work properly. There we go. Good stuff. And that needs to go in there. That needs to go in there. Fantastic. Why is that? That signal should not be red. This should be a green signal. If I place it back down, now it's a green signal. I mean, what can you really do about it? What can I do? What can I do about this? These signals just are not cooperating at all. There is nothing on this stretch of track. Video game, please. Is it a power issue? Are my signals not getting enough power? Signals don't need power as far as I was aware. Yeah, you're able to get through here. That's fine. You're going to fill up with fuel. That's fine too. You're going to wait there. Brilliant. Until you've passed the signal over there. And then you can go. Okay, that's how signals are supposed to work. It's that simple. It's that simple. Oh, yes. Our gravel trucks. Did they work? I think they absolutely did. Yeah, they absolutely did. Okay, cool. So we've got gravel. We've got that in the mix at the moment, which is good. That's not filling up because, of course, because all of the appliances are going to drive into town in order to get filled up with petrol. Okay, this is exactly why. This is exactly why I wanted to deploy the first truck just as a sort of a little bit of a test. And you know what it's told me? The test results are in. The conclusion of the test is that we're going to need to go out of our way to try and build a gas station up here so as to not have too much shenanigans relating to you know, diggers driving for 30 minutes in order to get a fuel fill up. So if I could just connect that over to here, that would be, I mean, that would just be exceptional. No, okay, you don't want to help me out. You don't want to help me out, video game, after I've done so much for you. No, I see how it is. I see how it is. It's okay. Okay, just try and create like a sort of a step up system. That must work. Is that really not going to connect? Okay, that's going to connect there. That's fine. Okay, good. Let's get that built. Brilliant. And we will just order in the fuel for now. You know, maybe one of these days, once we've found some way to cross over from the, you know, from the island over there to the mainland over here. Maybe one of these days we'll be able to, you know, deliver our own fuel to our own fuel stations. Today's not that day. Today is absolutely not that day. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. Why are we not getting any more iron? Oh, we are. It's just being loaded straight onto the train. Well, that's brilliant. I'm perfectly happy with that. Yeah, let me set up the next pickup thing. Whoops. Wait until loaded 100%. Unload 100%. wait until unloaded. You can start. We'll copy your route, and we'll start you off as well. Brilliant. And then you can go to the third one along there. Brilliant. And that's not what I meant to do, actually. That's what I meant to do. Wait until unloaded. And you can go, and I'll copy your directions, and I'll copy it to you. That's what I meant to do. And then you can go to the fourth one along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Load 100% of anything. Wait until unloaded. Down to there. Wait until unloaded. And go, and then copy. And copy onto you. And so that means that we just need to do 2 more. So that means we need 4 more trucks. Dumpers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Well, I'm very happy with that. That's really, really nice. So as long as we get our train set up to deliver gravel to the main Potatograd train station, then we'll be totally, totally fine. Wait until unloaded. Yep. Brilliant. And copy you. Also, what we should do is we should stop auto purchasing gravel, just like, you know, pre-made gravel. We should always buy quarried stone, because quarried stone is way cheaper because of the fact that it's unrefined. It's unrefined gravel. Copy, paste. There we go. And good. What do you know? What do you know? We've got an army of these wonderful trucks. And they've got a filling station up at the top of the world, which they can rely on, hopefully. I think this will all work. I guess we'll wait and see, right? What I need to do now... Connect up a train. What I'll do is I'll connect up... Ugh. Yeah, I'll connect up a train over here. Do that. Do that. I'll put in a dual-way signal. What I'll do is I'll just buy a train, you know, just like we bought at the start of the episode. Tell you what, I don't even need the 4 million rubles. I only need the 2 million rubles, apparently. So that worked out really, really nicely. Anyway, we will travel to the gravel drop-off, which I know isn't actually configured to drop off any gravel at all at this point. It's configured to drop off nothing, but that's fine. And then we'll go over here, and then over here we are going to load 100% of gravel. Wonderful. Okay, go be on your merry way. Hopefully that will work reasonably efficiently. Looks good to me. Looks very, very good to me. How much gravel have we accumulated? 14 tons of the stuff? I mean, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad at all. Okay. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Everyone is trying to fill up, but there ain't no power up here. Well, there is a power cable that comes near here. So let's take the opportunity to stick in a medium volt switch. Yep. Just like so. And we'll come out over here. Stick in a little switch box thing, substation thing. Yeah, that's the one. Get that all built. And build that. And we should have no issues reaching where we need to reach. Brilliant. Okay, so now we should be able to fill up everyone. And everyone should be able to go and wait for gravel. Fantastic. Everyone's full and ready to get down to business. Quality of the source is 33%, 33%, 30%, 31%, and 28%. And I think the first one was 43 or something. No, 31. Okay, fine. Well, you know what? The sources ain't great, but they're you know, they're far from terrible. That's for sure. Oh, and finally, you get back from your, you know, epic voyage down into town. Okay. I mean, it's clear to me. I think it's probably clear to you as well, dear viewer, that we are going to need way, 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 way more trucks in order to adequately service this entire area. However, this is a good start. We'll see if it works long term. Yeah. The one thing that I was going to check. Wait until loaded. Wait until unloaded. Yeah, fantastic. And then all we need to do at the other end is... Oh, no. To be honest. In order to stop shenanigans like this happening again... Let me disconnect that. We'll reconnect it at some point, but it doesn't need to be connected at the moment. We can do without that for now. Right. Anyway, I need to get a couple of conveyor engine transfers in here. Shouldn't be too difficult to sort out. He says very confidently, maybe overconfidently. So in my mind, right? We get something like that. And we connect that up there, but that is going to be... It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a real challenge, actually. I deleted the pylon, so now that's going to be less of a challenge. Let me continue on my deleting spree. Man, I'm just deleting with no restraint now. It's actually a bit of a problem. Conveyor. Stick this conveyor in here. So are you going to be able to bridge this gap here? Ugh. Really need to be able to bridge that. Really need to be able to bridge that. Do I have any mods that will be able to help me here? I mean, there's a rail crossing, isn't there? Rail crossing single? I mean, that would be... I mean, that's literally exactly what we need at this moment in time, isn't it? Not entirely sure if it's a brilliant location for it, though. Yeah, I'm just trying anything to get that bridge set up without deleting that track. So I don't have to delete the track, but I probably do. Right, you know what? Maybe we just get that... You know, maybe we just do this properly and we get a single... Or even a double road connection. I mean, a double rail connection. What is it called? Road and rail crossing. Road and rail 2. Road and rail 2. I just need a double. Yeah, rail crossing 2 track. That's kind of what I'm after. Right, let's do that. Let's do that. Need to be very careful with my deleting tool that I don't end up over deleting. Yeah, rail crossing 2 track. Right. Right. Yes, I think that will work. The reason that I think it'll work is because I'm going to try and build a conveyor. I was so optimistic. I was so optimistic that that would end up working. Okay, let me try that again. Yeah, try that. And that is definitely going to work. If it doesn't, I'll be shocked. That works. Works like an absolute charm. Okay, so let's continue. Connect this up. Connect that up. Connect that up. Wonderful. That's looking good. And then we just need to merge in here. Ooh. I mean, we can merge in later. Although, it would be kind of better if we could merge in right now. That was kind of the point of doing this here and doing it with a double rail crossing. Ah, that's fine. Okay, we're able to merge together. That's absolutely a-okay. And then, as long as we're able to cross over here, which we totally are, then that's totally fine too. Brilliant. Get that built. Then go back to conveyor engine transfers. Man, this mod, by the way, has been a proper lifesaver. It's been really, really good. You know what? We're going to use it again. We're absolutely going to use this mod again. Just give me a road, not a roadside, just a single road crossing, to be honest, is what we're after. Yeah, single road crossing, just like that. We'll get the crossovers, and that connects up just like that. That actually looks professional. That looks absolutely professional. And that way, we're able to still access the brick areas, which is, you know, the brick storage area, which is really, really important, or it will be really, really important for building our tunnel. So that's really, really nice. Let's build all of the track. Let's build all of that. Build all of that. And build all of the conveyors. Fantastic. And just like that, what do you know, we've managed to set up gravel storage. We've managed to set up gravel refining. I think we've got power all the way over here. That's good. I think that's going to work. I think that's absolutely going to work. Is this our gravel train? This is indeed our gravel train. You're just waiting to get through. Should probably put another signal in this stretch of track, even though, you know, it's a little bit hit or miss with signals, but I guess it is what it is. This is a very, very busy section of track now. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very cool. Very, very cool. And in the meantime, have we accrued any great amount of gravel? I tell you what, more gravel than I expected, to be fair. 11 tons of gravel. Brilliant. The one thing that I maybe should have, you know, considered, is pollution. I'm going to stick down my first pollution monitoring system. I'm going to stick it right next to the gravel station, the gravel refining area. Probably because it will become increasingly polluted. It doesn't look too polluted for now, for right now anyway. So that's at least some some good news. Okay, that's looking brilliant. I am very, very chuffed with that. I mean, we have made some pretty significant improvements over the course of this episode. What did I tell you right at the start, folks? That's right. Orbital Potato said that this episode is going to be a flippin' darned well productive episode. That's not my exact words, but I can categorically assure you that this has been a flippin' darned well productive episode, hasn't it? I mean, just look at this. We've circularized the track at the other end. We have a proper circular track. You know, one of the major things that we did at the very start, increasing the amount of food. Let me have a little look at last month, since we've just gone into June. We'll take a little look at May. Obviously, the imported resources is going to be a little bit thrown out of whack. But food, you know, 10,000 rubles, that's not a super large amount. Chemicals is not too large an amount. Gravel, that's going to be eliminated, right? That's absolutely going to be eliminated from next month, because now we're producing all of our gravel. We'll never need to import gravel again. Bitumen, we've imported a little bit of bitumen primarily because of the asphalt laying, but that's okay. Fuel, whatever. Concrete, that's going to get wiped out. Asphalt, that's going to get wiped out. Bricks, that's going to get wiped out. Boards, that's going to get wiped out. Steel, that's also going to get wiped out. Mechanical components, that's not going to get wiped out. But, you know, for the most part, we've actually made a pretty good stab at fixing all of the issues. Also, the prefabricated flats are actually coming along nicely. It's going to take a little while because I've, you know, severely limited the number of people that can work on each construction site. And all that's really required is the work days. And, you know, the work days are going to be done very, very slowly, because of the fact that, you know, I don't want to allocate any more resources to it. We maybe could allocate more resources to the Technical University, which originally I had planned to be the major focus of this episode, but as it turns out, the major focus of this episode was fixing all of the, you know, resources that needed to go into manufacturing the Technical University. So, I mean, that worked out pretty darn well. The open storage is looking fine. We're still missing coal. I mean, we do need more coal. We absolutely do need more coal. Hold up. Why am I not producing coal? I ain't producing power. Oh, yes, that was a good thing that I spotted that, eh? I'd completely forgotten to reconnect this over here. There we go, brilliant. Get that done. And actually start manufacturing coal again. Oh, boy. That was a close one. That was a close one. Look at this, though. We got iron trains. We got coal trains. We got money. We got money coming out the wazoo because I borrowed it. But that's fine. You know, that's absolutely a-okay. I'm really, really chuffed with that. That's really, really good. Still not entirely convinced that I'm happy with what's occurring right here. I don't think we're ever really delivering to where I want to be delivering. Sure. Can we wait until loaded? If I wait until loaded at the steel mill, will that make any difference? No, you're still gonna unload the entire load into this open storage. Which is a bit of a question mark for me, but that's okay. Maybe there'll be some way to fix this at some point in the future. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure why. On the station unload 29%. Is it because there's a train in the depot at the moment? I think it might be because there's a train in the depot at the moment. So if I was to turn this train around, yeah, go to the boat. So now you've only got 30% unloaded. No? Okay, so apparently it's got nothing to do with that. Is that another bug? If I unload steel, no, it's still, you still only do a very limited amount. Okay, this is very funny. Not entirely sure that I understand all that. Find all connections, and then steel mill, load, unload, unload. 30%. Try that. Whoa. What are you doing? Where are you going? Why would you transfer those resources? That's not what I wanted at all. That's not what I wanted at all. Does it try and balance the loads out? No, this is very, very peculiar. Okay, let me put it on 50-50. Will that make any difference? That's not 50-50. That's 50-50. Very, very confused at this whole affair, I must say. Very, very confused. Yep. Absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea how I'm ever supposed to get the dudes to try and deliver to, you know, equally to the open storage and the open storage small and the open storage medium. I guess I'll just have to keep an eye on that. It's not the end of the world. Frankly, I can endure it. Look at that. Almost 300 employees. That's pretty good figures, frankly. That's pretty darn good figures. This is looking okay. Yeah. I mean, we're flipping doing it. This bridge is allowing us to continue to produce coal at the same time as having, you know, 2 coal trains in the unloading station and a singular coal train waiting as well. So, I mean, that's really good. That's really, really good. It's really good. It's really good. What can I say? I'm very happy. I'm very happy about this whole state of affairs. It's fantastic. It really is. The one thing that I was going to check. Yeah, so that's all good. Yeah, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that all of the signals along this stretch of track were facing in the same direction. Yeah, they are, and that still doesn't explain why we occasionally have weird bugs and glitches and whatnot, but that's okay. This, on the other hand, is not okay. This will need to be rectified, I suspect, probably by building just a road around. Just build the road around here. Yeah. Connect that up there. And now you cross over. Wow. Modern technology, eh? There you go. Well. Okay. You know, in fact, you know what? Why even bother going by road? Just go off-road. Wow. Truly incredible. Yeah, so I mean, what can I say, folks? I am unbelievably happy with how this episode turned out. This is looking good. This is looking really, really good. Oh, yes, one thing before I finish this episode, which I should have done when I was building the gravel area. The reason why the train isn't actually loading at this moment in time is because there ain't no power supply here. So let me just fix that immediately whilst it's still on my mind. Okay, build a substation here and literally just connect that up. Yeah, fantastic. Build that and build that. And then we will be able to have a fantastic amount of gravel loaded onto the gravel train, and all of our quarried stone, or, you know, ex-quarry stone and current gravel will be taken away to the brand new location. To be honest, we don't really need that much gravel. Most of the gravel that we do actually need for stuff at the moment is related to, like, construction pickup. So what I can do is I'll actually cancel the purchase of gravel. As I was saying, most of the gravel that we really use isn't involved in the production of whatever it is. Concrete, yeah, it's not really concrete. We don't really use gravel in the production of concrete or in the concrete plant. No, sorry, not the concrete plant. Cement, and then also gravel in the concrete plant. Doesn't particularly matter though. What I should potentially think about doing. How many trucks can you hold? You can hold 2 trucks. I will stop importing. Man, I really need to finish this episode up. I'll stop importing gravel from this concrete plant, and then I'll head over here. I'll buy a bespoke dumper. That's right. I'll buy a T148, and you can pick gravel right up from the source over there. Wait until loaded. Come over here and wait until unloaded. So you can actually supply the concrete plant with gravel directly, and because there's only going to be one singular truck, because there's only going to be one singular truck, we'll never really run into any issues. What's the issue here, chaps? Why is that an issue? Why is it an issue to get through here? Turn the other direction. It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. I don't understand how you could ever be confused about that, but sure. Whatever. I'm still grumpy about it, that's for sure. The forklift seemed to have deposited more steel into this storage yard. Still absolutely no idea how they decide to distribute the resources between the 2 open storages. But you know what? I actually do think that that's a pretty darn good time to wrap this episode up. Man, I'm happy with that. I mean, Potato Grad is coming along. It's being built. It's actually working. That's wonderful. It's all looking so darn good. Look at this area that we're building together. We're doing it, comrades. We're flipping well doing it. Look at Potato Grad. Look at it now. It's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow tremendously. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you're interested in helping out the channel, check out the Patreon. That's the people listed on screen now. They're all generous supporters of the channel, helping me make videos like this possible. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.